Hi guys, so today I'm gonna do something different a bit. I just wanna I just wanna speak maybe more about mindset, and in the same time I will do a random doodle, right? So one of the I think one of the hardest things for drawing is where to start. Usually everybody's just drawing the head and so on and putting the features and they call it kind of a day. But I think it's very important to start with what you want. I don't know, maybe it sounds not really intuitive, but I think on the long run, I think it really helps you because it actually gives you the freedom that everybody actually wants when they draw. You imagine that you're gonna draw something very beautiful, and I don't know, some woman or some like environment, something very very nice, and it's not so straightforward. um and of course you can apply all kinds of techniques from Proco, or there are millions of tutorials, to be honest, about drawing on the internet. But I think nobody really tells you. Everybody tells you like you should do it like this or like that, and I think you're like stuck with what they can do, and what not. You're like automatically being told that you're not supposed to do it in that particular way. So um, my goal is to I don't know, maybe just draw and not focus too much about the theory, because there is no really theory in the end. There are a lot of tutorials because everybody wants to teach you how to draw because they want to buy their courses or whatnot. But I did my fair share of that, but nobody actually tells you how to be yourself while you're drawing. I think it's a skill which you normally develop after years of drawing, but sometimes you already doodled on a piece of paper and something, and you know that something clicks with what you're drawing. And for example, for me, I like very very much. I like drawing faces. It's something that I always liked. I'm really attracted to faces, and I think even in 50 years from now, I will just still do this. I'll just do women, because I think it's really not because of views or likes or something, because I would really draw them in any random day. I would go for it. So it's really easy and hard to do all this, because it's sometimes you're just trapped. You're just trapped to I don't know, some things that you see and you try to imitate. I think that's the saddest part, because while you're trying to imitate other people, you don't really know who you are when you're drawing. And I think that in the long run, I think it's a disadvantage, because just imagine that your best work would be just a copy of some guy somewhere or some girl, and you don't really want that. You want to be free. You want to be you want to be to have the option to show who you are, to show what you know. And I think drawing in your style, it's is really super important. And I know that I'm blubbering a little because I really cannot draw and think too much in the same time. But what I want you to know is that just you're free. You're free to follow your instincts and to draw what you like. Of course, I've been influenced by other people, and I wish to draw like, this Polish, well, digital painter, to be honest, what he is. He is Piotr Jablonski, and I'm really inspired by him. But I realized that even if I draw like him in the end, like after years of practicing and trying to simulate his style, the the best that I can get is just a kind of cheap copy of him, because he's not gonna stay in the same place. He'll gonna evolve and he'll change the style, maybe even. I already noticed actually that he changed his style. He draws a little different now than he used to, and that is sad for me because I really enjoy his work. But I think it's good because it kind of shows you that, look, even the best that you can imagine is still one guy somewhere, and he's trying to become better. So he has his maybe influences, and he wants to become different. And of course he has experience, and he has like, he works for big companies. He made this for Diablo, and he's a really famous guy. He draws absolutely amazing for me, but I know that I cannot follow him. I can borrow some things from him, but I need to develop my own style. So developing your own style is really not something you can do it right off the bat. First you try to copy people, then you try to make some a little modifications, because you will never actually get to draw like the people you love, the people you try to become. So you're really, at the end of the day, you'll be just a copy of your favorite artist. And I think this is true for music. I think it's true for a lot of things. But in this case, for example, I'm trying just to draw like a random girl, and I will show a trick, because right now I'm just kind of, this is how I would draw her for the video, because I know that a lot of people don't really have long attention spans, and I'm really sorry I don't try to say that you don't have, but I know that a lot of people will just try to get to the point, basically. And there is another way to draw the same thing. So by the way, this is like just out of my head. You don't need to think about it. It's not like a person I know or whatever. It's just a random sketch, for more or less practice and explaining this on the background. But what you can do is you can do this kind of trick. I'll just make another layer, because I'm not sure if I want to mix them up. So if you want to do this girl in a different like faster, let's say, because right now I just took, I don't know how many minutes, I don't know the recording, but you can do something like this, and I will explain afterwards, what I do here, and I know that for people, usually from the internet, and people who don't really practice drawing, this may seem like, what the hell is this guy doing? Is some bullshit. But let me just draw her, and then I'll connect with you. Right. So there are a lot of ways to draw. So one is like following, do the nose like this, and then the eye will come like this, and whatnot, and the forehead and the mouth a bit like this, and whatever, the face, and then the ear, you stuck it here. This is really not important, because you're absolutely limited by the things that you learned. You'll be stuck. You'll be really stuck. Very very soon, actually. You'll just try to just watch more tutorials, more stuff from the internet, but that's not the point. The point is you to do you, to be free, to actually draw what you know. And if you'll say that, for example, that I don't know how to draw, you do know how to draw because you saw people before in your life. So you kind of know instinctively what it works and what it doesn't. So, saying that you don't know how to draw is, what are you exactly saying? You're saying that you don't know how a human body looks like. You do know how a human body looks like. And, perspectives and all this kind of stuff you'll like instinctively develop by watching people draw for you. So this let's call her 1. This is 2, and this is 3. I really hate 3 because 3 you're stuck, and 2 you're absolutely free, and 1 you can do after you master the 2. So if I want to do, I think this is the closest you can get to the number 2 here, is the closest you can get to actual like figure drawing, and it's something that you must develop in time, but you can try a lot of like sketches. For example, look, I'll try to draw some figure. I don't have anything planned, but I will try to make you understand that, the drawing something, it doesn't need to be stuck. You don't need to. You can be free to explore things, and make your own mind about what you like, what you enjoy. And for example, this is really hard because normally you draw these things on a paper, and not on Wacom like I have or whatever. Is really uncomfortable to draw like this, but still you can imagine kind of the mindset. So the mindset is you should just draw. It's really complicated. I think I will make another video for this, but you should draw in a way that you don't really look at what you're drawing, but it will still make sense afterwards. So it's really something that you can develop on time. And I think I can't really explain it well. I'm not really, my English is not my first language. I'm not native, so the words really don't come as easily as I hoped for this kind of videos. But you can do. This is absolutely horrible. This is absolutely horrible. So I'll just delete it. And it's not like I cannot correct it. I can, but I can't speak and draw at the same time. It's something that I need to kind of learn. But right. So this is like figure drawing. I mean, you know what I'm drawing, like a person looking that way, left. But you don't really spend a lot of time on it. You just do it fast. That's the point. Because when you're doing everything fast, then all this knowledge from like part 3 about proportions and everything, then it just gets it just takes over basically, and you're just thinking about, oh my god, this guy is like the leg is, I need to make the foot like this and so on, and what about the torso? Isn't his legs are huge? And what's going on? But in this circumstance, you just need to make the overall silhouette of the drawing that you're trying to make in the end, and then you can go next layer and you can make it nicer. You can make the eyes and the hair, it just goes in all directions, and it's you can go later, you can make it better, but in the beginning I think it's kind of hard and you need to adapt. So all right, so I think I'm just going different directions with this video, but I just wanted to go back to basics kind of, because a lot of people are just stuck with theory, too much theory, and too less drawing. And I think you just need to draw. And I'm not just saying this that I practice 10,000 hours or whatever, but I'm just saying that you just need to draw, and then you will kind of discover these things by yourself, and then it will just click. It's really just about kind of immersion in the drawing process. And you know, it's a lady, so you can experiment, you can watch Pinterest or whatever makes you happy to watch. And just to give you kind of an overview of how you can make these kind of things, and what makes it look good, what makes it look bad, and how to improve basically over time, because this thing is really takes a lot of time to develop, and not everything just looks good, but in the end, you know, you may discover your style, and then everything will be kind of easier for you. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If there is any questions that I can help with, just let me know, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.